Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. It is Sunday evening. I hope each and every single one of you is enjoying your weekend. And I thought to myself recently, you know what? There's a particular video I could probably elaborate on. So, as you can see, here is the front page of the Rust Steam market, and you might notice something. Pirate Red Sun Gloves has just about 700 quantity on the Steam market. Ha! That only just recently came out, didn't it? Why don't we take a better look at it? So, as you can see here, I can see a lot of listings, can't I? I can see so much more. And a lot of you have been asking me, Hedge, how are you able to do this? So if I were to just quickly refresh, this is what a regular person might see. If you're American, now you can see it in dollars. But this is what normal people see. But I can just click this, and that happens. So this is a Google extension called Steam Inventory Helper. Now, I'm not going to say use it. It's up to you. But I do know this was made by someone and it was sold to a company. So if that sounds a bit fishy to you, understood. But I've been using this for several years now. I haven't had problems. I just make sure when I sign into my account, I turn off the extension. And yeah, that's just out of extra safety. But I've been using this for several years. And things like this, it can be helpful. And as I talk more in this video, you'll see how it can be helpful. But the main focus in this video is talking about this right here. Do you see that? Do you see that? It is a quantity war. It is an obstacle. It is a problem. Now, a lot of people see that by default. So again, if I were to refresh and show you what the average person sees. So the regular person that doesn't have an extension like this, they'll look at that and they'll think, oh no, this skin looks like it's in trouble now. It's got almost 700 quantity. It's got a massive wall right here. It's surely not going to go up in price any more than, let's see, just here, $1.27. I better sell my skins right now out of, just in case. Now, what you see here, what you've just experienced, is intimidation. It's a scare tactic. Now, I can't 100% confirm whether this is intended to be intimidation or whether it's just laziness, but this happens quite a lot, especially in the short term for an in-demand skin. And as you can see here, this being part of the Pirate Collection, you shouldn't be surprised by that. But I will sit here and say, as you look over to the right, it's got a lot of buyer support. It's definitely got a lot of support to keep its price up. Now, if you might remember, Pirate Red Sun Gloves sold for 99 cents, didn't they? And with buyers going all the way up to and slightly above 99 cents, you'd think, no, wait, surely this would still work out all right. Well, now you understand what supports more for this potentially being someone just trying to scare people into selling their stock. Now, you should also consider this. It wouldn't sound too silly or crazy to assume that the person who's doing this might just happen to be one of the people with these higher price buy orders. And now you understand. Perhaps they are trying to scare you into selling to the highest buy orders because you might think, oh no, I've got to bail. This looks like it's in trouble. I better escape. Well, then they end up with even more stock, don't they? Do you understand now? Scare tactics, intimidation to make you sell to the highest buy order and walk away. And then they have even more stock for what is perceived or expected to be an in-demand skin in an in-demand collection. And as time goes on, you might randomly see this just magically disappear. And then look at it after that. It could go up to about $1.40. Yeah, you got 34 there, but that's not as bad as 504. We could potentially go beyond that. 18, that's not that much. You got a 51 there, that's quite a bit. But basically what I'm saying is, if we were to see a surge in people playing the game, we could potentially see this get bought out quite easily if these stocks magically disappeared, and it could easily go up to $2 and above. And what potentially would be a period of time where we see a surge in player count post-Christmas. Yes, I've talked about this so many times. Usually in the lead up to, usually it's between December, January, February, you'll see a very high average player count and you'll see some very nice peak player counts. Loads of people during this period of time, not in school that much or, probably not doing homework and stuff, especially college students as well. So they probably wrapped up their assignments. They've got a lot of free time. You get the idea of that. And especially around December into January time, a lot of people probably aren't working as much, probably taking some time off. Supposed to be sitting around with the family and enjoying that, but rather play Rust instead. But you get the idea. More time to play Rust. More people play Rust. More people get invested into the game. More people want skins for their weapons, and then of course armor. And yeah, surge in demand for skins. More skins getting bought out equals prices go up. You might magically see that disappear. It could easily go up in price, and it elevates to a higher level. And I'll talk more about that in a bit. So yeah, this at the moment looks like it's simply a tactic to scare you, the average person, into selling up to a higher buy order right here. They walk off with your skins, and then they'll probably try and sell these at a much higher price later on because they can afford that. Now, this wouldn't really be possible if you didn't have the likes of that extension, because you could read more into it. You can see how this looks to be one individual, this looks to be one individual, this looks to be one individual, and this looks to be one individual. You can kind of read into that and realize what's going on there. Now, if you were to kind of compare this with another skin that came out during the same week, let's go take a look. Here we have the Abyss Facemask. So this sold not as much compared to that. So this has about 50,000 plus expected sales, or estimated sales rather. Whereas the Facemask, which was the second highest and most in-demand skin of this week, this only did about 29,000 sales. So why don't we go take a look at that right now? So here's the Abyss Facemask. And again, this also has a very high amount of buy orders. As you can see, building it all the way up to about $2.50. This was a skin that sold for $2.49, and it's got buy orders going slightly above that. And if you look over to the left, you can see for yourself that the prices are kind of getting close to that, but the buy orders are keeping it up. But this skin didn't sell as much. And as you can see, the quantity wars, I mean, there's hardly any wars, there's hardly any resistance. If this were to have a surge in demand, this could easily go up and up and up in price. Maybe even about, look, I mean, you've got a 10 there, that's nothing. 14 there, that's nothing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1. This could go on up to $4, maybe and beyond. So what potentially could cause that to go up in price by quite a lot, spike in demand? Well, if we see the likes of the Abyss hoodie and pants or Abyss Tier 2 being submitted. But not this weekend. Don't forget, complete the sets. Skin creators have taken a break off this week, so yeah, just understand that. Go away a little bit longer. But yeah, you can see how that looks a whole lot more natural. Doesn't have an absurd amount of quantity on the Steam market either. On average, every Rust skin on the Steam market would have on average about 100 quantity. If it has more than that, it's a fair bit high. If it goes, into the multiple hundreds, that's a problem. But if it's less than 100, that's below average. That usually means the skin could easily potentially go up in price because there's not much of it on the Steam market, not that much quantity, if you understand. So Abyss Facemask looks a lot more natural, a lot more healthy, and of course it does have some quite nice potential ahead of it. But, from what we saw here, and we've already discussed how we do believe this is a scare tactic, why don't we compare it where we can get a better insight to realize this isn't because people bought this in excess. Like, I can show you a skin where you can easily see it and understand what the difference looks like. So again, let's go back over to here. Let's compare this with the Pirate Collection, because you can see all the core pieces had quite a high amount of sales. The Tier 3, 57,000 sales for the face mask, 48,000 for the chest plate. Pants and hoodie, 57,000, 58,000 sales. The coffee can had 56,000 sales. Vest had about 49,000 sales. And then the Pirate Road Sign Kilt had over 78,000 sales. That is a ridiculous amount compared to the rest of the collection. See, if one of these pirate skins sold around 55,000 sales, that seems to be okay, because it's compared to all the other skins that came out. Remember what I said, core pieces specifically, it seems to be more reasonable. And when you compare the roadside gloves of that, it seems to kind of line up to it rather nicely. But the 78,000 sales here is an absurd amount compared to the others. Now here is the Pirate Road Sign Kilt. And again, thanks to Steam Inventory Helper, I can see so much more. And can you see how all of this is spread out? Can you see how this is spread out and this isn't really spread out? It's just one big fat random chunk. So you've got a 25 there, a 106 there, 12, 14, 17, a 10, a 483, an 18, a 10, a 15, a 23, a 22, 91, 76, 10, 12, 10, 45. Yes, it's all spread out. This is what excess purchases look like. This is what looks like to be oversaturation. Far too much stock in comparison to quantity. Sorry if I hit that. But we've talked about that already in the recent Pirate Collection video, because this isn't a Pirate Collection video. This is me talking about the silly things that go on with quantity wars. So yeah, this has multiple big fat stacks of quantities here. There's a lot of resistance. This doesn't look like it's going to go up in price anytime soon. It definitely did have a lot of buy orders to keep the price up, but as time has gone on, far too much quantity is building up here. It's kind of like a beaver dam. The water cannot flow. But yeah, you understand, like, this is going to take quite a while for it to really go up in price. It needs another push of demand for it to really have a bit of a buyout and the price to actually go up. But unfortunately, a lot of people looked at this, and I was one of them. I did look at this and I said, you know what, that looks to be a perfectly fine thing to buy. It looks like it will retain value. This is budget blackout. Because if you go look right now, the blackout kilt, for example, costs about $20. This sold in a Rust store for 99 cents. So of course loads of people are going to buy it out. That shouldn't be surprising whatsoever. So yeah, Pirate Collection as a whole, it's been seen as a budget blackout option. Quite a lot of stock got bought out. And because it's still relatively recent, we're still seeing very high quantities on the Steam market. As time goes on, we do expect it to gradually lose the quantity. You know, bits and pieces do get bought out, chunks of the quantity eventually disappear, and eventually we see prices go up. So I will be alluding to something a little bit later. I'll make reference to it, but there is a skin that's a perfect example to show off basically what I expect for the likes of the Pirate Collection. But I just wanted to show you something in the opposite. What's this? The chest plate. So chest plate, another core piece, obviously part of the Pirate Collection as well. Well, this didn't sell as much as the others, and you might notice this only has 176 quantity, and there's no quantity walls, there's no resistance. This could easily go up in price. So, in particular, what would we expect to see in the near future, post-Christmas, and what would we expect to happen? Loads of people will probably look at the Pirate Collection and think, oh, wow, that looks cool. Oh, damn, Blackout Collection's expensive. I'd rather use this instead. So we might see a surge in demand. We might see a surge in price going up, because if all of that quantity disappeared, and there's not that much of it, it could easily go up to maybe $4, $5, or $6. Like, do you see how easy it could happen? And that's the direct contrast in comparison to the likes of this. If, like, 100 of these sold, this is still sitting at around $1.16. If about 100 of these sold, you're probably looking at this selling at about 100, not $100. Sorry, if 100 quantity disappeared, you're probably looking at this selling for about $5. So that's quite a difference. And now you understand what happens and what goes on in there. But with the likes of this, back to here, you know, it's got that big fat wall, but it looks like it's on purpose. All right? And I wouldn't be surprised if we do reach around December, January time, that'll probably be long gone. Or, you know, it might be at a higher price, you know? So, yeah, don't be tricked, don't be alarmed. Don't feel the need to sell your skin so quickly. That's probably a much better moral to tell you, because, again, we are seeing quite a lot of people playing at the moment. Maybe we should go take a look at that real quickly. So I'm over here. I'm going to go look at the Rust Steam charts. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of people playing at the moment, but the best profit is always post-Christmas. You're going to see a lot more players, I believe. Because, yeah, it looks like we've got a lot of people right now, and I don't blame you for thinking that, but just you wait. With all this momentum and all these new people since summer sale, don't you think we're going to have an even bigger... Oh, sorry about that. Don't you think we're going to have an even bigger post-Christmas this year? Also, I do believe it's going to be the 10th birthday for Rust, so... something's going to happen. A pretty fun update for December, I believe, because December 2023 is the 10th birthday for Rust. Keep an eye out. I think some very interesting things will be happening. So now that you understand all the context for the future, you should realise now there's still a very nice future ahead for the Pirate Collection. And yeah, there's a lot to kind of throw out there, but now I'm going to talk about something that I've seen before. I've seen all this happen before. I've seen a very in-demand collection before behave pretty much the exact same way, both for things like this. And what you're talking about? Well, let's go take a look at all of the glove skins. We haven't done that yet, have we? So let's go take a look at all of the glove skins. Let's go see which of these roadside gloves had the most sales. And you might notice something. We've got Whiteout collection. We've got Blackout collection, and then we've got Pirate collection. Do you see these struggling at the moment? No. See, this only has 86 quantity on the Steam market. This has only 136 quantity on the Steam market. You would understand that Whiteout collection, the vast majority of it, I believe it came out in 2020 and 2021, same as the Blackout collection. When they first came out, they sold quite a lot based on the player counts back then. And there was a lot of quantity on the Steam market for a very long time. And you tend to, you will still see Whiteout skins on the front page of the Rust Steam market all the time as well, because it's always in demand. But you might remember, these used to have quantities in a few hundreds as well. Let's go take a look at the Facemask. Do you see this right now? Currently selling for $9.08. But what happened was, first of all, how much did it sell? Let's go take a look at the Whiteout So, Whiteout collection. Whiteout collection, please, sir. Let's go take a look at Facemask. Facemask had 78,000 sales. Now, back then in 2021, we had a lot less people playing. If I were to just go quickly over to here, 2021, a lot less people playing on average. Yet we did have offline TV era when every single big streamer was playing on the same server. But you can see on average, it doesn't really match up to now, does it? But back over to here, that was an absurd amount of sales back then. And you should be aware that back then, and for a good few years, this had like about 300, 400, 500 quantity in Steam market constantly. Now it's got 92. And now you understand skin collections that are in demand, that initially have a big fat stack of quantity in the Steam market, over the years, elevate. Now, what I mean by that is, as you can see right now, no resistance, no quantity wars. It definitely had it before. Look at its history. Look at how it gradually rose up in price. You might sit there and say, but every skin does this, don't they? True, but this is what we see with a more in-demand collection, a more in-demand skin. So, it sold quite a lot when it first came out in April 2021. Kind of didn't go really up in price that much. Why? Because there's too much of it on the Steam market. And then when times are bad, the skin went down pretty sharply. At its lowest point, it was selling below $2. But after a while, it picks up. So you can see here, lowest point, October time. And then we hit post-Christmas. And I've said post-Christmas a lot so far this video. Let's just point out, with an in-demand collection, when a post-Christmas happens, you'll see a massive chunk of stock kind of like disappear, and it kind of elevates to a higher level. So, for example, you see that this kilt right now is currently selling at $1.11. I reckon with the upcoming post-Christmas, 2023 into 2024, you'll see the quantity go down a fairly decent amount, but you'll see this kind of elevate to a higher price, and it'll stagnate around there. Wouldn't surprise me if we potentially see this go between $1.50 to $2, and then stagnate there for all of 2024, and then post-Christmas of 2024 going into 2025, you might see it elevate to a higher level. It might sit there for $3 to $4 and stagnate there for a while. Do you understand? And you can see this very much so in the likes of this Whiteout face mask. So every post-Christmas, it kind of perks up, and then it's a higher level on average compared to the previous year. And then post-Christmas again, we go up to about here, elevates. We're at a higher level on average. And then what did we see here? Whiteout boots being accepted and complete the sets earlier this year. Spike in demand. And then the price has been higher ever since then. So, yeah, that's what elevation is. I gradually see in-demand collections, even though they have absurd amounts of quantity, it gradually kind of goes up and then up. But it's usually something like post-Christmas where we see a massive surge in new people returning or new people playing, where we see the stock get bought out gradually and the price gradually goes up. And yeah, that's basically it. That's the future I do see for the likes of all of the Pirate Collection. And, well, if it doesn't have that much quantity, it's looking like it's going to definitely go up in price a whole lot more so, potentially. So, yeah, quite a lot of morals learned. Don't be tricked into selling instantly. Wait it out a fair bit, at the very least. Wait until something like post-Christmas. And it's not too far away. Yeah, it's a few months, but, you can be patient, can't you? I did say all of these pirate skins very likely will be more of a long-term investment, and I think I'm right still. We'll just wait and see. But be patient, wait it all out, see what happens to all of this, and it's a lesson to be learned, isn't it? So, yeah. And it is helpful, this extension, isn't it? But I must reiterate, it's your decision if you accept to use it or not. Sounds good? So I hope that was understandable. I hope that kind of gives you a better perspective on all these things. And yeah, that should be a little bit more reassuring, a little bit more relaxing. But I don't see this as a Pirate Collection video. This was just to understand about quantity wars, intimidation, understanding what genuine oversaturation is. You can see all of that. And understanding the elevation of an in-demand skin. It's just a weird life cycle to understand with these skins. Sounds really silly. It's like I'm some sort of biologist observing the pixels in their natural habitat. I've gone crazy. God help me. So with that, if you're interested into learning some other useful tidbits in regards to Ruskins, if you go over to my YouTube right now, if you were to click playlists, I have a playlist called Helpful Ruskin Investing Videos. Basically, every single video that you see here, you'll also learn a very unique lesson, like there's a new thing to be aware of, and after that, it'll be hopefully insightful for all of you. And you potentially could make some much better profits and whatnot, or be aware of potential pitfalls, problems that can arise. So consider looking through this playlist, and you'll get a much better perspective of the likes of Ruskins. And if you're completely new to all of this, if you are completely new to Ruskin investing as a whole, we have Rust Economy 101, which is right here. Now, this will quite literally explain all the basics to you, explain, things from abnormals to understanding long-term investing patterns for Christmas momentum, dumping and oversaturation, speculation anticipation. This will really get you into the gears and understanding how to approach investing into Ruskins. So that's all there, right there, available to you. And with that, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoy next week, and let's just keep an eye out for what potentially might be accepted for Complete the Sets in August, it seems. Because, do consider giving this video a watch. Which one? This one right here. There's a lot of candidates, a lot of them. I don't know personally which ones are guaranteed to be accepted. We never know. I hope you're ready for disappointment or absolute happiness. Either way. Anyway, catch you later. See you. Goodbye.